On this James the Bike Guy, we're taking a look at the 2021 Specialized Rockhopper Comp 27.5. This is a new model in the Rockhopper series. We're going to go into some of the features and designs of this 27.5-inch version of the Rockhopper Comp, as well as find out exactly what it weighs. But before we get started, be sure you hit the subscribe button. That way you can see more videos like this into the future. So the Specialized Rockhopper has been totally redone for this year. The Rockhopper series used to share life with the Pitch series in Specialized entry-level hardtail lineup. And that meant that the Pitch would be a little more trail-oriented with a 27.5-inch wheel, and the Rockhopper was a touch more XC-oriented with a 29-inch wheel. Now, for this generation of the Specialized Rockhopper, they've combined the 27.5 and 29er setups in the same series of frame. So the Rockhopper now has 27.5-inch and a 29-inch version. This bike that we're looking at, this is a size medium and it's the 27.5 setup. So this is going to be the largest frame size that you can get with the 27.5-inch wheel. That's right, the Specialized Rockhopper in an extra small, and a medium comes in a 27.5, and then the 29er version of this bike would be in a small, medium, and sizes larger than that, all the way up to double extra large. So what Specialized is doing is they're crossing the wheel size that fits best with the rider, but they're still allowing rider in the size small or extra small to make the choice between the smaller or larger wheel size. And that wheel size is really going to be dependent on the rider style as well as a little bit of fit too. Aside from the wheel size differences, the 27.5 and 29er are both going to use the same A1 premium alloy, which is a butted aluminum. It's going to have internal cable routing. They're both a quick release rear end, so 9x135, and the bikes are both going to run an 1.125" head tube. But on the 27.5 variant, this bike is going to have a 1/2 degree slacker head tube angle at 68 degrees. Interestingly though, it's going to have the exact same seat tube angle at 73.5 degrees. And then the chainstay length is also going to be the same as the 29er version at 440 millimeters. So that means this bike with the slacker head tube angle and effectively a slightly longer chainstay because it's got smaller wheels, that means this bike is going to be set up better for somebody who's looking for a little bit more stable ride or somebody who's looking to have a little bit more fun on the bike as well. Now, the comp version of this bike is going to be the first level that's going to come at the 1x drivetrain. So this is going to run Microshift's Advent 1x9 drivetrain. So that means you're going to have a super wide range, 11 to 42 tooth rear cassette, 9-speed of course, with the Microshift Advent rear derailleur, which has a clutch mechanism to it, which means you're going to have a nice taut chain. It's going to be much more quiet than the versions below this bike. And then you're going to get a narrow wide 30-tooth chainring up front with a Stout forged alloy crankset. Of course, the bike is going to run a threaded bottom bracket, so it's going to be nice and easy to service and creak free. And then for a fork on the comp level of the bike, you'll be set up with this SR Suntour XCM 27.5-inch fork. This is going to run 30 millimeter stanchions, which is decent size for the level of fork. It's going to be a coil spring, and what's neat is it's got a multi-circuit damping unit, which is going to have a lockout for the fork. Now it's size specific, running from 80 to 100 millimeters of travel depending on the size of the bike. Of course, this being a 27.5 and a medium, it's going to run that full length 100 millimeter travel fork. The fork's also going to be a 42 millimeter offset, which is kind of the current trend on offsets for forks right now, and it is running a traditional 9x100 quick release up front. To slow the bike down, you've got Shimano's MT200 hydraulic disc brakes. These are dual piston hydraulic disc brakes. They've got a very nice hydraulic lever to them. This has the full length lever, which means you're going to be able to get your full hand on there. While most more advanced riders won't run like that, it's nice to have, especially since a lot of people might be starting their mountain bike experience with a Rockhopper like this. Now the wheel set, 27.5 of course, it's running these Stout hookless 25 millimeter wide internal width rims. It's pretty neat to see an alloy hookless rim on a level like this because the hookless setups tend to be a bit more durable. And then this is going to run Specialized own ground control sport tire. This is a 27.5 by 2.3 inch wide tire. It's a good overall trail tire, so nothing too much to talk about here, but a nice starting point for the bike. The cockpit is of course going to be this nice wide low rise handlebar. This has a 15 millimeter rise to it. It's made by Stout, and then you're going to get these trail lock-on grips on the bike, so they're not going to slip around on you. And then the bike's also going to be set up with this pretty short Stout 31.8 millimeter stem. On the back, you'll be perched up on Specialized own bridge saddle, which is pretty comfortable from my experience. And then you'll have a an aluminum 30.9 seat post with a quick release. It's important to mention this bike is routed to be able to run an internal dropper post, so that's a pretty neat feature on this bike as well. So now that we've taken a look at some of the design features and different specs of this bike, let's go ahead and find out what this Specialized Rockhopper weighs. The actual weight of the Rockhopper Comp 27.5 is going to come in at 29.10 pounds. Thanks for watching this video on the Specialized Rockhopper Comp 27.5. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. While you're at it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really lets me know that you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe. That way you can see more videos like this into the future.